Okay? So, in the coding department, so basically, same steps naman tayo, no? So, ganun naman, paulit-ulit naman talaga to eh. We have to compute first for the units, total units to be accounted for, no? So, for the total units to be accounted for, syempre, we have the beginning inventory units. So, the beginning inventory units in the coding department, we have 900. And then, the unit started, diba? So, the unit started in the coding department. Syempre, we will use a different term for this, no? Instead of unit started, we'll use units transferred in or transferred in units. Pareho lang naman. Units transferred in. So, the units transferred in the coding department will be coming from the cutting department. Okay? So, ilan yon, 'di ba? So, balikan natin. The EUP computation in our cutting department kasi, syempre, we have the beginning inventory, 1,300. Started and completed, 37. And ending inventory, 1,1. So, syempre, in FIFO, we assume that the beginning inventory are the ones we finish first. And of course, yung started and completed are also finished, diba? So, when we get the sum of the two, pag in-add natin yan, diba? We have 5,000 units. These are the total number of units we have completed in the cutting department and transferred out, 'di ba? And transferred in transferred in the coding department. So, lagay natin dito 5,000. So, again, no? So, saan nanggaling yung 5,000? That is the sum of 1,3 completed beginning inventory units and 3,7 units started and completed. Okay? So, the total units to be accounted for is 5,900. Okay? Sige. So, next, we have to compute for our EUP na. We have to prepare the EUP schedule. So, we have the beginning inventory, started and completed, and ending inventory as well. These are the three unit classifications kasi under FIFO. So, the beginning inventory units, we all know that we have 900 units in the beginning inventory. So, just like what we assumed in the previous department, the beginning inventory units are the ones we finish first the following month. Okay? And then, for the ending inventory naman, actually, in the quoting department, the ending inventory, the units in the ending inventory is not given. Ang binigay sa atin this time is the total units completed in the month of March. So, ito na naman tayo, no? I have discussed this to you before, 'di ba? The completed units, 'di ba? The completed units is composed of the two, 'di ba? Dalawa component 'yan, especially if we are under FIFO, 'di ba? The completed units is the sum of the completed beginning inventory units and the units started and completed. Units started and completed. So, if the problem says that we have completed 4,500 units, tapos, sorry, dito na lang pala. Yan. If the problem says that we have completed 4,500 units and then we have completed beginning inventory units of 900, to compute for the units started and completed, we have to deduct 900 from 4,500. So the units started and completed is equal to 3,600. Okay? So again, remember, the units completed is not the same as the units started and completed. Diba? The units completed is always greater than the units started and completed, especially if there is a beginning inventory, if there are beginning inventory units. Okay? So, the ending inventory, syempre, we can always compute. Diba? Since we know how many units are there to account for, we just have to get the difference. So, we have 5,900 minus the unit started and completed, minus the units in the beginning inventory. So we have 1,400 units in our ending inventory. So let me check kung tama. O yan, okay naman. Okay? So yun. Again, diba? Please take note of this. Okay? Units completed is not the same as the units started and completed. They are two different things. You have to distinguish one from the other. Okay? Next, syempre, we have to compute for the EUP for each cost component. Since this is the second department already, so for a while, kumpletohin lang natin to. Coding department. So since this is the second department already, we will have another, aside from the materials and conversion cost, we will be having another cost component, which is the transferred in cost. So when we say transferred in cost, this is the cost that we have already accumulated in the previous department. Okay? So we have materials and conversion. Okay? Sige, so before we think about the beginning and ending inventory, we start first with the unit started and completed, 'di ba? So automatic na 'yan. The work done on the unit started and completed this month is always 100%. So unahin niyo na agad 'yon. So kasi automatic naman na siya eh. So hindi niyo na kailangang isipin. 'Di ba? So we have 3,600 times 100%, 3,600 for everything. Okay? Now, tingnan naman natin for materials. Beginning inventory for materials. So, for the coating department kasi, the 900 units in the beginning inventory is 0% complete as to materials. So, it means that to be able to complete the units, or if we have already completed or finished working on the beginning inventory units, we have added all the materials in the month of March. So we will multiply 900 by 100% or 1. So 900 yung EUP natin for that. Okay? And then for conversion naman, according to the problem, the beginning inventory in the coating department is already 60% complete as to conversion. So it means that for the month of March, we only have to add the remaining 40%, 'di ba? Remaining 40% na lang yung work done natin sa kanya for this month. Kasi nga the 60%, 'di ba? The company has already worked on the 60% in the month of February. Okay? Now, sige, to pag-usapan natin to. What about the transferred in units? So when it comes to the transferred in units kasi, in determining if yung EUP niya or the work done is 100% or 0, you have to check kung kailan nailipat or na-transfer yung units dun sa second department or dun sa particular department na pinag-uusapan natin. So, sige, if we are talking about the beginning inventory units kasi, what is the characteristic of the beginning inventory units? These are units that were started last month but were not completed. Kaya nga naiwan siya sa ending inventory last month. Na same units din naman nagiging beginning inventory natin the following month. And therefore, kailan nakarating tong units na to sa coating department? Ha? Last month pa. Kasi 'di ba, the fact na nasimulan na siya last month dun sa coating department, it means na last month pa siya nailipat. And because of that, the EUP for the transferred in units, 'di ba? Sorry, the EUP of the beginning inventory units for the transferred in cost is 0. Okay? So again, ang tatanong nyo lang sa sarili nyo, kailan dumating tong units na to, kung beginning, started and completed, or ending man yan, dito sa department na to. If dumating siya this month, automatic 100% 'yon. If last month pa siya, o di 0 na 'yon. Wala tayong EUP na i-assign sa kanya. Okay? Sige. Now, what about the ending inventory? So, the ending inventory, syempre, our assumption is that these units, 'di ba, entered the coating department or were transferred in to the coating department only this month. And therefore, 1/4 yung magiging 100% yan. 1/4 yung EUP na i-assign natin sa kanya. Now, for materials naman, let us check. For the materials, the ending inventory units is 0% complete as to material. So, wala yan. Zero na yan. Okay, kasi nga, more or less, I think, hindi man sinasabi dito, but the materials in the coating department are added at the end of the process. Okay? And as to conversion naman, it is the ending inventory in the coating department is already 40% complete as to conversion. So, we will multiply 1,400 by 0.4 and we'll get 560. Okay? So, let us compute for the EUP for transferred in materials and conversion. Okay, so we have 5,000 for transferred in, 4,500 for conversion, and 4,520 for, ay mali, sorry, 5,000 for transferred in, 4,500 for materials, and 4,520 for our conversion cost. So, yun. So again if you have watched the weighted average multi-department process costing using weighted average method, 'di ba? This is not our problem kasi nga 'di ba, we lump or we combine the beginning inventory and started and completed units into one, 'di ba? Yung completed lang. And then automatic we assign 100% work done for the completed units for transferred in, materials, and conversion, even if we know that there is work done on the beginning inventory units last month pa. Hindi natin kino-consider yon. But under FIFO, 'di ba, very specific ka about your beginning inventory. You only include the cost or you only include the work that you have done on the beginning inventory this month. Okay, so as far as transferred in units, again, ang isipin mo lang, when did when were these units transferred in the said in the particular department. So kung last month, automatic zero na yon as for the case of the beginning inventory. Kung this month siya pumasok sa department na to, in the case of the started and completed and ending inventory, 100% tayo sa kanya. Okay? Sige. So next we go to our cost per EUP computation. Okay? So, for our cost per EUP computation, kukunin ko lang to para mas mabilis. Okay? So, we have the following, no? Oops, what happened? Ulit. So, we have the following. Okay? So, for materials and conversion kasi, syempre, we have to insert another row for the transferred in cost. Okay? Transferred in cost. So, yung cost natin this month for the transferred in units is the sum of 60, is the transferred out, cost transferred out last month, in the previous department, not last month, sorry Again, yung cost natin this month as far as transferred in units, as far as the transferred in costs is concerned, is the transferred out in the previous department, 67,870. Actually, for letter D, di ba, nakalagay dyan, use the modified FIFO basis. So, for the modified FIFO basis kasi, what we do is we add the big cost of the completed beginning inventory and the cost of the unit started and completed in the second department. Okay? Sige. So, now, sige. Tapos, yung materials cost naman natin, so I have to check. Ito po, current cost for materials for the coating department. We will, of course, palitan natin yan. This is equal to 4,950. And for conversion, we have 11,300. Okay? And then, kunin natin yung mga EUP natin. Transferred in, we have 5,000. So, for materials, we have 4,500. And then, for conversion, we have 4,520. Okay? So, we will divide yung cost this month natin with our EUP. So, uh, for transferred in, we have 13.57. And then, for materials and conversion, we have 1.1 and 2.5 respectively. So this are our cost per EUP. So I think ito butal yata siya, hindi yata siya sakto. So in Excel kasi, since we are only seeing up to 2 decimal places, pero pag ito minultiply natin siya or we use it later on in assigning cost, ang malalagay sa kanya yung buong decimal places. Okay? But yung instructions nga natin when it comes to the cost per EUP, if it is not exact, you have to use 4 decimal places para to minimize the discrepancy, no? At saka yung rounding off difference natin para medyo onti lang siya. Okay? Sige. So, lagay na rin natin dito, we will also include here yung cost last month natin so that it will be easier for us to compute for the total cost to be accounted for. So, our cost last month is equal to 11,840 transferred in plus yung conversion natin, which is equal to 1,674. So, we have a cost last month of amounting to 13,514. 13,514. Okay? Sige. So, next is to assign cost, of course, to assign cost. Okay? So, I will just copy this so that it will be easier for me. Okay, so, sorry. What happened? Yan. Ulitin natin. So, again, I have to copy this para mas mabilis. Okay, sorry. Yan. Okay. So, the total cost to be accounted for, so I have to delete this. Okay. I have to delete everything para hindi kayo malito. Okay. Okay. So, the total cost to be accounted for is the sum of the cost last month, cost this month for conversion, materials, and transferred in. So, we have a total of 97,634. Okay? And then, syempre, we have to assign cost, diba? We have to assign cost to our beginning inventory units using our EUP schedule here. Okay? But first, we have to assign the cost last month to the beginning inventory units only, diba? So, we have 13,514 sa beginning inventory lang talaga siya. Okay? And then, next, we have to compute for the materials cost for the beginning inventory unit. So, we have 900, which is our EUP for materials, multiplied by 1.1, which is our cost per EUP. Sorry. 1.1, which is for our cost per EUP for materials, and we'll get 990. As to conversion naman, we have 360. That is our EUP for conversion, multiplied by 2.5, and we'll get 900. So, the total cost of the the total cost of the completed beginning inventory units is equal to 15,504. Okay? Next, for the units started and completed, sige, for a while, palitan natin to. Now, for the cost of the unit started and completed, of course, we will insert, syempre, yung transferred in cost natin this time. So, earlier, dun sa computation natin sa cost assignment natin in our cost assignment for the beginning inventory units, it doesn't matter, no? Kasi wala nga tayong inassign na EUP for the transferred in cost. So, ito, 0 lang siya talaga. But for the unit started and completed, the materials and conversion cost is not enough kasi nga we have another cost component which is the transferred in cost from the cutting department. So, lagay mo dyan, transferred in. Our EUP is at 3,600. So, pare-pareho naman sila. Transferred in materials, transferred in materials and conversion. Okay? And then, we will multiply this by the cost per EUP, which is 13.57 for the transferred in, 1.1 for materials, and 2.5 for conversion. So, nag-auto na siya, na-multiply na rin natin siya, so that, except yung transferred in, no? And then, syempre, so, the total cost of the unit started and completed is equal to 61,826. Okay? For the ending inventory units naman, syempre we have another cost component which is the transferred in units. So we'll get the EUP, no, for the ending inventory units. So for transferred in we have we have 1,4. For materials, we have 0. And then for conversion, 560 yung EUP natin. Okay? And then, syempre, we'll multiply this by their respective cost per EUP. So, for transferred in, nandyan naman na lahat. So, we'll just copy the formula, no? So, yeah. And then, to compute for the total ending inventory, we have 20,404. Okay? So, let's check if we have accounted for all the cost. So, yan. The total cost that we have accounted for is equal to 97,634. So, sige, let us let us answer the requirements of the problem. So, first, actually letter A, EUP schedule for the coating department. We're already done with that. Ito po yun, this one. Okay? And then, letter D, compute for the cost per EUP in the coating department using the modified FIFO basis. So, this is our cost per EUP. Okay? Next, assign cost to the transferred out of and ending inventory in the coating department. So, the transferred out cost, diba? Assuming this is the last department kasi, actually, this is already the cost of goods manufactured, diba? So, the cost of goods manufactured is equal to 77,230. That is the sum of the completed beginning inventory units and the units started and completed. Okay? And then, the ending inventory naman, diba? The cost of our ending inventory in the coating department is equal to 20,404. Okay? And then, lastly, assuming there was no beginning or ending inventory beginning or ending finished goods inventory for March, what was the cost of goods sold for March? So the cost of goods sold is the same as our cost of goods manufactured, 77,230. Okay? So as you can see, process costing in a multiple department setting using FIFO is a little bit complicated kasi nga very specific kasi tayo when it comes to the beginning inventory. Pero kaya naman, it is very manageable.